Well, good morning, First United Methodist Church Chula Vista family and friends. Just wanted to greet you on this Saturday, May 16th, early in the morning, getting ready for the weekend. Want to give you a little information about this weekend, a little information about the upcoming week. So, first of all, I hope that you are enjoying and finding useful the daily digital content. Bible studies this week. We'll be turning our attention to First Peter. There's also youth ministries, children's ministries, prayer ministries, music ministries, all kinds of information there, and invite you to take a look at that each and every day. Tomorrow, worship 9 a.m. and 11 on YouTube. If you watch it at those 2 hours, 9 or 11, you can do what's called YouTube Premiere, which means you can type back and forth, you can check in, you can communicate with the folks who are there at that particular time. You can watch it anytime after that as well. It's recorded, but you just won't be able to connect and communicate with those who are watching it at the same time that you are. We finish our True North sermon series tomorrow. It's the last one, and looking forward to sharing that message with you. Also, after the worship services, we invite you to join one of the 2 quarantine cafes. These are Zoom meetings that you can get the connection information off of the weekly email, the daily digital content email. And you go into those rooms, there'll be, more than 5, less than 10 people in there. It's just a chance to check in, say hello to folks, see one another's faces. We so miss being together, I know. And this doesn't, it's not a substitute, but it is an opportunity to be together and to see one another. So invite you to do that. I've been thinking a lot these days about all of our college, high school, grad school, 8th grade, 6th grade graduates. This weekend is a big graduation weekend, and many people are finding ways to celebrate their graduation that they had not imagined, and their graduations are very different. And I just want to give a shout out to all those in our congregation. I know there's multiple college grads in our congregation this year, and just want to give a shout out. Congratulations to you. Good work. We are proud of you, and we're sorry, of course, that you can't celebrate like you would wish. But we are so thankful for the gifts that God has given to you, and so thankful for the ways in which you have exercised and shared those gifts. And we just look forward to how God's going to use you in the future. Speaking of the future, the governor has put our state into phase 2. Churches reopening are not in that phase. That would be phase 3 and beyond. And so I just wanted to say something about that. There are some protests going on about the state reopening. There are some protests and even some social disobedience going on from churches that are going to open and going to open in their regular sort of worship venues and how to do that. Your leadership, the leadership of this church, both the elected lay leadership and the paid staff are working together. They have begun meeting together. They've begun putting some plans into place for the eventuality that we will open for public worship in person. We are listening very carefully to the San Diego County Public Health officials. And though we wish that we could be together in every way that we would want and we're accustomed to, we understand that right now that puts lives at danger. That puts some of our lives at danger, and that puts some of the community's lives at danger, and we're not willing to do that. So we are trying to balance all of these things out. We're trying to design the church. It's going to be very different when we come back. So imagine a church where we're all wearing face masks, we're social distance, only 50 people at a time. There's no singing, there's no communion, and so It's not as if we just open the doors and go back to what, like pre-March 15. It's going to be very different. And so we're doing that planning so that when we can and when it's safe to do so, we will be able to open the church, and we'll be, and really the way the church is going to operate for some time, my guess is some of it in person and some of it digital. And we'll be in this together. We're going to figure out this together. And so we're thankful for our leaders who are doing that work. Just wanted to say something about that. As you see some churches that are trying to open and kind of doing this social disobedience thing, I wanted you to know what your leadership was thinking. So a lot happening this week. Next Sunday, so not tomorrow, next Sunday is Pentecost Sunday. That's a big day in the life of the church, the Holy Spirit coming upon the people. And we're going to have a drive-by, Pentecost drive-by after worship services are over. So worship services at 9 and 11. Then from noon to 2, you can drive through the church parking lot. And you want to enter over, you want to drive through the portion of the parking lot that is by the solar panels on the east side. And you can pick up a Pentecost candle. You can pick up a craft for kids and grandkids that has to do with Pentecost. And you can drop off a bag of rice or beans that we will be donating to Monarch School, which is a school that in our community that serves homeless populations. And so an important opportunity on this Pentecost. That's not tomorrow. That's the 31st of May, the last Sunday in May next week. So just wanted to give you a heads up so you can begin planning for that. So God bless you. Hope you have a great weekend. Look forward to touching base with you virtually during worship tomorrow. Have a great weekend.